This is Isabel Maglon with Manatee Education Television. We want to welcome you to the 2022 Bradenton River Walk Regatta. This is happening right here behind me, and this event is designed for the whole family. This event counts with Formula 2 empowered boats, the fastest boat out there. Also has a significant amount of events around the area for you and the kids and everybody and the family, even your pets. We have kids zone, we have food, we have skyboarding, we have everything designed over here. So you don't want to miss it. You want to be here with your family, enjoy a beautiful day.
Basically, we have been planning for this event for meeting for 4 months now. All all disciplines across the city and Palmetto, with the county as well, with the Coast Guard. We have public works involved. We have law enforcement involved. We have fire involved. We have marine assets involved. All in coordination with everything we do, but also with ISM USA. Well, the considerate for one another, that's everybody. We always hope that's going to happen from something they've learned within themselves for many years. However, one of the biggest challenges on this event is how far spread out it is. We have a law enforcement South Command for the south side of the bridge. We have law enforcement North Command for the Palmetto side of the bridge. And a lot of our assets are sort of split that way, but then it's all under the unified command that we have at our station. Part of it is we plan our personnel to be around where the events are going to be happening. Obviously you're going to have about 10 o'clock, you're going to be 4+ deep on the Riverwalk, on our side at least, and on the bridge to be spectators for an event. So for the most part, those people are going to be static. They're not going to be moving around a lot. But then when the races break down for an hour till the next segment starts, a lot of those people are going to move around. They're going to go over the concessions. So we sort of float our personnel in that manner, not specifics on exactly what we're doing, but it always tends to we put our people where the people are going to be. Well, that's one of the biggest things about this event is it's free to the public. So the only expense you're going to have is getting here. If you want to buy some concessions, which would be great. But as far as coming here, it's not necessarily you coming here and spending money right now. It's people coming back and spending money. And we were at an event last night where Elliot Falcione spoke. He's Convention and Visitors Bureau, spoke about the percentage of people that return to the area that are first timers who came to this event. And it's a very high percentage. I'm not going to say what it is. He might be on later on to talk to you more about it. But it's amazing, just what comes from that. We've had, I'm sure you may have talked with some people from ISM, but we've had racers that came here for this event, lived on the West Coast, and then moved here because they said this is where things are going to be, and they determined the area is just a great spot to be. You come down here. This is Chamber of Commerce weather today. It's 75 by the time the day's midway through. Light winds, sunny skies, couldn't ask for a whole lot more. People are going to be down here on the Riverwalk. They're going to want to come back. They're going to see that. They're going to say this is a fun place to bring our friends and family to come visit and see everything that's happening. And then they're going to say, well, what else is beyond the Riverwalk? And they're going to walk downtown. And today there's the Bradenton Public Market on 12th Street till about 3 o'clock. And then they're going to say, oh, what's the story with the top of that hotel? And there's a restaurant and bar at the top of the Spring Hill Suites. And then from there, they're going to look out and see Pier 22. And they're going to walk out to Pier 22. Then they're going to come down and they're going to walk back over the Riverwalk and say, hey, there's the Bishop Museum. And it's just on and on and on. And it's all within walking distance, all within 5-10 minutes of right here, right on the Riverwalk. I'd like to say thank you for having the confidence in our people to get the job done right. I wouldn't say there's no oversight, because we certainly are. We are looking at ourselves in a mirror every day on what we've had to get together for all our disciplines to make sure everything is set and safe and ready for today's event. I was talking to one of my captains at about 7:45 this morning, and I said, 50 minutes, it's game time. We got to go. We got to be ready for our first briefing of the day, and it's just the first of many. And it's constantly updating status and making sure things work right and going full tilt to make sure this is a great event for everyone.
Sure. And when I say we, it's first responders throughout Manatee County, involved the city of Bradenton and the city of Palma, state of Florida. We've been holding planning meetings since November, bringing all the first responders together to make this event safe and family friendly. Throughout the years, we think we perfected it pretty well, but we want to make sure it is a safe and family friendly event. Those involved come from emergency management. With me today is Jody Fisk from the State Division of Emergency Management. She's a regional coordinator. We also have others from Tallahassee that came down to observe what we're doing here, but involves Palmetto Police, the Bradenton Police, Sheriff's Office, EMS, various fire agencies, Public Works. So it's a joint effort, again, to make this a safe environment for the community to come out. And today is just a Chamber of Commerce day to enjoy it and to see all the people come out. And we want to be ready in case there is a need, but hope there's not, but make it a really great event. So part of that, since, like I said, November, we established what's called an incident action plan. We publish it to the people involved. I believe this year's event is a 22-page document who lists out we use what's called a unified command. So myself today, I'm representing the Manatee County All Hazards Incident Management Team. So I'm a unified command person. Have one from the police department, Bradenton and Palmetto, and EMS and fire. And under that, we have other components. But in the plan, from feeding every officer, every public safety worker, to where are the first aid stations, where are the extraction points, what roads are closed, where certain points are, without going in great detail. The bridge and the walks have numbers, so if a person's in need, they say it's at spot 12, and the first responders know exactly where to go. Phone numbers of every one of the leaders, who's in charge of what assets are being used. So yeah, this year's plan on paper is 22 pages long. Well, number one, and I've said it this morning at our briefing, matter of fact, I just came back from Tallahassee with the 67 counties coming together, and I brag about Manatee County. And when I say Manatee County, it's just not Manatee County government. It's all the cities, all the first responders, that we're very fortunate in this community that we all work together. We all know one another. We all interface with one another, because that cooperation is not everywhere. And that's one of the reasons the state sent people down to observe what we do, how we do it. I think you were at the press conference the other day when the organizers of the race set out of 30-some races, we're the most prepared. Mayor alluded this morning how we won their first presidential award for coming together as a community, also working with your station and all the media. Again, it's that we all talk, we all work together to make the community safe, because I can say in not every community you don't have that cooperation. That's so important.
Okay, as the planning section chief, which is my responsibility here at the event, we started back in September starting to meet with all the county, cities, fire department, police departments, law enforcement, other law enforcement groups, the United States Coast Guard, and planning how we were going to run the event this year. And this is the culmination of, months of hard work to put this event on. When we start this, we understand, sure, there could be upwards of 75 to 100,000 people, and in order to run an event like this, we have to use what we call the incident management system or the ICS system, and so everybody has their particular niche. In other words, we have the fire department group, we have law enforcement group, we have a EMS group, we have a public works group, and they all work independently, but they fall under the umbrella of the incident commanders, which this year we're running a unified command as in the past. So we have emergency management, Bradenton Police Department, Palmetto Police Department, Bradenton Fire, and EMS, all as incident commanders. And we say that because they speak with one voice in a unified manner. So even though there's 5 or 6 of us that are managing the incident or incident commander, we have one voice when it comes to making a final decision. When you have this many people and what could happen scenarios, we have to make sure we have enough personnel, the appropriate personnel on site to handle any situation, whether it's a beautiful day and you've got people that are dehydrated, you have a boating incident, you have issues in the crowd. We have to make sure that each of those groups make sure they have enough personnel within their span of control to deal with any of those type of situations. Manatee County is a very unique county, and I have to applaud all of the cities and the city officials, including the fire agencies, the law enforcement agencies, everybody. We work really good together. And you cannot really put on an event like this without that cooperation. As a matter of fact, we've been told by the event, the racing league, that this event here is the best organized and planned event, and I believe it's because of that unique togetherness that we have to put this on. I just want to let the citizens of the county and actually citizens of the area know that events like this, we work together. We work together. We have to be on sort of the same page, even though in the backgrounds they may be doing something different in Palmetto operationally than they may be on the south side. But when it comes to radio communication, when it comes to a plan, we have the objectives. We have objectives to meet when we first get started and say, this is how we're going to meet those objectives. And I just want the citizens of Manatee County to know, working together, we can do so much more and make sure that you have a safe and very eventful event out here. From 4 o'clock on, when both the city of Bradenton and city of Palmetto's public works people got here to prep the bridge and prep all the area, sure, we start early, and we stay till after the event or the fireworks are done at 7. And just remember, those public works people are still here after that to get the job done, to get the the Green Bridge back open, so that we can get the traffic flowing in between the two cities. The paramount importance of the event is always safety of our first responders and the citizens, or even visitors that come to Bradenton to look at this event, participate in this event, and have fun with this event.
We are anticipating about 70,000 people, but we're prepared to have many more. So hopefully everybody gets up this morning, sees what just a beautiful day it is, and decides to head on down to the Riverwalk for the Regatta. And I tell you that to say we've done a lot of planning. The infrastructure is set, and we're prepared for anything and everything that comes our way. We even ordered up perfect weather. That was a tall order. Took a little bit of paperwork, but as you can see today, it couldn't be nicer. So we do expect a lot of folks to come out here. You know, we planned for this months and months in advance, and you know, we're just expecting a great, safe day for everybody. We have over a dozen agencies, both local, state, and federal, who have all come together. We've met in advance to make this just a perfect, flawless operation. Everything has been accounted for. Some of the more interesting things, you see a van up on the bridge, and that van is in charge of taking care of drones that may appear in the area. Drones aren't welcome here at the Regatta today because they can interfere with a lot of things. We don't want them to fall out of the sky, you know, collide. We have a helicopter here today, and so we even have a company that's in charge of making sure that drones stay clear of the area today. And so you can imagine just all the different entities that come together to make this work, both from a transportation standpoint, a safety standpoint, a boating safety standpoint, and it all works seamlessly. It's what we do behind the scenes to make sure that everybody can just show up and enjoy themselves. What I noticed from last night's discussion and even the kickoff earlier in the week is so many people who got up and said one of the first times they had come to Bradenton was for the Regatta, and now they live here. And so that's pretty telling right there. You show up and you see the beauty that surrounds us, and people come and make it their home. And so I think that, again, goes towards the planning of this. They realize pretty quickly that this area has so much to offer. What I'll tell you is in the 6 years that I've been here managing this, we have never had one issue, one problem. Everybody just shows up here ready to enjoy themselves, ready to watch the boat races, to enjoy the weather. This is a community, you know, they call it the friendly city, and that wasn't by accident. It truly is, and I think this just epitomizes who we are and how much as a community we can all come together. I'll tell you, I'm excited about the boat races, but I'm still probably a little bit more excited to see the ABBA cover band, especially when they play Dancing Queen. So that's going to be one of the highlights of the day as well. And so both, well, that's going on right now, and there's a lot going on over at the Palmetto side too. And so it's been great. I think the message would be everybody out here is having fun and enjoying themselves. Look around and give thanks to the people who all helped make this happen, particularly the first responders. I know my folks love to hear a thank you from community folks out on the street, and so this is a great day to look around and you know, say thanks to your neighbor, but thanks more so to all the people who helped make this happen, particularly our first responders.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. You know, this is our second time, Scotty and I being a part of the Regatta, and it's such a fun event, and we love coming out to this, love being here. Yeah, you know, we get to perform all over the world, and so, yeah, we've got our routines down pretty well, and, you know, this is probably one of our favorite events just because all the great people, you know, the boats are great, and this is just a really, really fun place to come to here in Bradenton.
Now, Scott, you guys work together as a team to come up with your thing. Tell us a little bit about the work that goes into that.
So like Mike said, we travel all over the world together. So every show we kind of learn a new thing. Today we're going to stay spread out in zones and kind of let everybody see what we can do out there.
Excellent. And you're sitting right next to Kristen, the
Oh, gosh.
destroyer.
The Destroyer.
Moyer. And we've had the opportunity to talk to Kristen over the years, and what a great performer she is. And you guys have seen her, I'm sure, dozens, if not hundreds of times. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show.
We're pretty honored to be able to perform with Kristen.
Well, first of all, you travel all over performing. And how many years have you been at the Riverwalk Regatta?
I believe I've been here about 5 years now. So this is my main crew. So anytime I have a hand pick in the show that I bring, it's always my guys. We travel really well together. We work really well together. We feed off each other's energy when we're performing.
And we feed each other too.
That's right. We do feed each other. So I mean, I've been here for 5 years. I keep coming back. I love the Green Bridge. I love seeing the people up there, everybody on the shore. I mean, it's just such a great event. The people, the promoters that put on this event, it's incredible. I love to see the local sponsors that really get involved. This is a community that loves each other, picks each other up, and comes out for a fantastic show.
And you guys are truly one of the highlights. People come for the boat races, but this is an extra added benefit to see not only the athleticism that you guys do, but also the excitement that you bring to it as well. And there's a lot of excitement. Can you talk a little bit about the technical aspects of flyboarding? I mean, it looks kind of complicated.
Yeah, I think from a technical standpoint, there's really not much that we do that you don't do on the first day of flying, right? So when we teach people how to do this, most of the stuff you see us do, you can do. A little bit more of the barrel rolls that Scotty and I will do, the backflips that Kristen will do are much more advanced. But, the height part, the walking on water, it's just time in, it's repetition, it's practice. But, again, the funny part about what Scotty and I do on the jetpack is the walking on water tends to be the crowd favorite, and literally that is the easiest thing that we do, and you learn it on day one. But it's just, it's a fun thing for us, and to see the smile on all the kids' faces, all the adults, the waving, the thumbs up, it's a really special thing for us.
And Scott, let me ask you this. Obviously you not only work together great as a team, but there's a lot of athleticism that goes into doing this. It's some body strength involved and being prepared for it. Tell us a little bit how you prepare as an athlete, to perform this.
Well, besides the jetpacking, I also do a lot of paddleboarding in my spare time. So I stay busy on the water. We go out to Kristen's lake house, we wakeboard, we do things like that. Just being around the water. That's it.
So do you guys come up and you say, hey, listen, Scott, I got a great idea for a new stunt. I got a great idea for this. And do you just kind of work that out?
Yeah, we practice and then we hopefully nail it when we're in front of the crowds.
And I imagine, Kristen, since you've been all over the world, that given the opportunity to travel, you're bringing this excitement to places all over.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. So, I mean, as much as I've traveled, they have as much. These are the two top jetpackers in the entire world. There's nobody that's better than these two. So we bring that. we bring that element, the different show aspects and stuff, and we've had a lot of great opportunities to travel, to see different crowds, to really educate ourselves on what crowds like to see, because there's a difference between show flying and competition flying, and we have to work very, very hard. So as much as we talk about like the physical strength and the working out, a lot of this is mental. It's about preparation and making sure your equipment runs. I mean, we're coming every time with $100,000 worth of gear, and this is not like the NFL and the NBA. We don't have sponsors. We're working our tails off just to pay for gas, to train, and to do these shows. And we are some of the few that have really made it because we've really grinded and hustled to get out there and get those shows done. And we love what we do. And mostly we love what we do because we love each other. I mean, we do this so that we can hang out with each other.
That's pretty cool.
And I think that is a big aspect, is the crew that you kind of put together to do these shows. We always talk about some of these shows are a grind and they're not easy to do and they're not easy to, bring the equipment where we're bringing them, but it kind of gives us an opportunity to all come together and do this as our team. And I think that's part of, that's half the fun of doing the shows, is being able to hang out with your best friends.
And one of the things I must say, Bradenton is very lucky to have you come and not only perform, but to come back, year after year and show a new batch of people all your tricks and athleticism. So, and that says a lot about Bradenton. Bradenton just got an award for being one of the top cities for doing the regatta, and so, which is pretty significant. It says a lot about the city, and tell us what your impressions are of the city of Bradenton. And I'd like to hear from all of you on that.
I mean, I love Bradenton. I mean, I live in Lake Placid, Florida, which is in the middle of the state. We still have places that close down on Sundays. I love that little small town feel. I'm in Miami a lot, and that's busy, and I'm not a huge city person. I think Bradenton and Palmetto are just that perfect in between, where you got that little cafe you can walk to and get a specialty coffee, but it's just not crazy busy. You have, the mayor, the police chief, they support their town. They love it here. They're out always at the regatta saying hi to everybody. They're involved in their community. I mean, the leadership in this community and the people that are involved is what makes it special. And I don't come here for the paycheck, I'll tell you that. I come here because I love Bradenton, I love this race, I love Palmetto, and I love the community involvement.
Scott, what are your reactions to being here?
I love it also. I'm 3 hours east of here in Jupiter, so this is a totally different pace for me out here. But from the moment we get here, the boat ramp, the police officers, the volunteers, everyone is so helpful and go above and beyond for us to make it easy on us. And we appreciate that very much.
And Mike, each year, as I mentioned, people come for the races, and each year it kind of expands and they add different aspects to it. But, having you professionals out here, every time they have a regatta, it brings a lot of excitement. And you see that excitement in the audiences, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Just flying across next to the bridge here just a minute ago, like I said, everybody's face lights up. You get the thumbs up, the waves. And I think it's part of the reason why we do this, right? It's exciting for us to fly, but it's also exciting. It's exciting for us to sort of spread that excitement to the crowd and see the reaction. And just to kind of add to, their thing, I mean, this really is a special event for us. We're all Florida folk. We're all from Florida where we live here. And, to be able to do this sort of locally to the area, it's just a really special place for us to do this and just kind of spread that love and that excitement.
And if I must say one thing, seeing Kristen do her somersaults and turns and everything, seeing you do the walk on the water, these are all really unique things. They're crowd pleasers. And one of the things that really excites people, and if you guys want to comment, is when you get bridge level. When you get to that height and you're up there and you're doing flips and turns and stuff like that, you can see the excitement in people's face.
Oh, it's awesome. There's really nothing like sharing that with with these folks, and we feed off of it just as much as they feed off of it, and it makes us want to go a little harder and kind of perform a little bit better for them. And it's just a really fun show, and there's really nowhere else that we go that has this bridge shut down, and the people can get up and close to us at 30, 40, 50 feet. It's a really special thing,
But one of the things too, and I'd like to get all your comment, is that you teach this. Young people and everybody of all ages, I would imagine, they come in and you teach them how to do it from the ground up. That's got to be fun.
I mean, it's fantastic. My son, he's recently learned, and he won't even kill me if I say this, but he's not incredibly athletic. But he is awesome at the flyboard, and he loves it. And it's a life lesson too, because everybody that gets on a flyboard for the first time is nervous and is scared. So it's a good little life lesson that try something that you've never done before, but that's still within your wheelhouse of your abilities to do. Because if you couldn't do it, we wouldn't let you. And so it's really great to see new people try it. And and on top of that too, we have to remember some of the very, very important people that make us be able to do this are our throttle mates. I don't know what you call them. I call them throttle mates because they're like our friend throttles. So we have Brooke and we have Jonathan here, and if you watch out on those skis, they're sitting on those skis riding them like a bronc, and they're holding on and they're controlling the throttle. So I mean, it just really is a team effort, and these are the people also that go out and teach people how to do it. They're just as capable of flying. I mean, so it's really great to have them, and they're a member of this team. They're part of that.
And I would imagine, Scott,
Yes.
thinking about it, if you get young people and you show them this brand new sport that they can learn, it's exciting for them. What's the youngest that you've taught?
Oh, we've taught them 6, 7 years old. Yeah. And those are the people that we need to keep teaching so we can keep the sport going. Because we are not a huge sport, but we need more people coming out and seeing it. Everyone's seen it on TV, but no one's seen it in person or actually tried it.
But there is competition throughout the world, and you do a lot of
Yes.
exhibits throughout the world. Is that correct, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. Again, all three of us have been really blessed to be able to travel the world and do shows and compete. And, there is this want on our end to really show people what these machines can do, what the opportunity is. We've all been sponsored athletes that have, had the opportunity to film movies. I actually met Kristen in Thailand filming a movie about jetpacking.
That was the very first time we ever met. And we actually, in Thailand, and we actually lived in the same town
Like a
here in
mile
Florida.
apart from each other, so yeah,
But we met in Thailand.
So to be able to go and show people, and the funny thing is, I know I've been doing this about 10 years. Scotty about the same. There are still people that we run into every time we go somewhere that have never seen it. They didn't even know it existed, and it's just really special to be able to share that with these folks, and especially here in Bradenton with with all these really amazing people.
And final question for all of you. We'll start with you, Mike. What would, given the opportunity to speak to the citizens of Bradenton, Manatee County, even Palmetto, what would you say about their attitude and their approach and their appreciation of having the regatta?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you for allowing us to be here. I think that is a really special thing that the people have, asked for us and, really cheer us on. And I think they have the most incredible attitude. You can tell that this town loves the regatta. You can tell that they love having it here. This is a real special thing for this place. And, personally, I hope this continues for many years to come, and, we hope to be a part of it.
Scott, what are your final comments, sir?
Just thank you so much for having us here. It's a pleasure to come here every year and meet all of you people. And just thank you for everything.
Kristen, final word. You're here with a couple of your good friends that you see. You guys do an outstanding act. People love seeing you. You bring this so much excitement, and everybody just wants to watch you continue to perform. But what's your message to this community?
I mean, just the turnout to see everybody coming out and watching the events, with going outside with your friends and your family and going and doing something, and just being here, it's absolutely amazing. We love doing it. We love doing the shows at Pier 22 at night, which we're going to be doing tonight as well. And I think the most important thing that I could possibly say is you got a regatta.
Perkins jumped in this 7 years ago when we saw Mike Fletchka bring this great event here to Bradenton. We knew it was going to be a success and be a big hit, so we want to always give back to the community, bring people together. So we jumped on it
jumped on it, got in it, and no regrets. This is really good for the community. Well, participating in this, like I said, since it brings everybody together, we have exposure here. We have a lot of our vehicles here to show everybody. This has been a banner year for new releases for our product. So when we get people together in the community and we're giving back, it gives us a little opportunity too to show everybody what Firkins is all about and what we could deliver. Before even the regatta race, we have these the galley dinner, and we have the press conferences, and just getting together with some very important people here in town. And everybody's pretty much all on board on this. This is really an important event because economically it helps all our businesses, and we need it here. Even though we're growing, restaurants need it. They had a tough year and a half with this COVID. So this is fantastic for the hotels, for all sorts of businesses. It's funny. I'm originally from Long Island, and 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they made fun of me for moving here to this little town. And now I'm getting calls all the time. Once they visit here and they see how great this community is and the events we do, once they're here, they're like, "Honey, I'm calling home and we're selling our house." I got a lot of friends down here now from back home. Well, it just goes to show you, I think that this community is even stronger than Sarasota's. I think the police department, the captain, seeing her out here and seeing, come on, we got the greatest mayors around. I mean, on both sides. They're everywhere. They're shaking everybody's hands. I don't see that in other places. It's still a small town, but with now a big feeling. And it's great to see the rewards over the years that these community leaders, the police department, and the fire department, and hey, let's thank our Coast Guard for being out here and making it safe. And my son's a Coast Guard up in Tampa, so I appreciate what these guys are doing to keep everybody safe and the wildlife safe. It's fantastic. All right, well, first of all, I'd like to let everybody know our new people in town. Firkins has been in business for over 70 years. We're family-owned. Robert Firkins, which is the founder of our store, is one of the greatest people I could ever tell anybody. I mean, really, I feel like family working there, and I've been there 25 years. So we offer fantastic products. I mean, everybody loves Jeeps, and I mean, now we have a 4XE Jeep that's a half electric, half gas. It's a hybrid. We have a lot of exciting electric vehicles coming out in the next year and a half. We brought back the Grand Wagoneer, the Wagoneer. We got, the Gladiator. I mean, we have vehicles that nobody else has. And I have to say, everybody can talk about how fast their cars are, but you come in our showroom and you look at a Hellcat, we got it going on. And a TRX truck, the fastest production pickup truck in the world. I mean, we got it all. So come to Firkins. We even have a Mitsubishi store. It has a great new Outlander. I mean, we're sold out of them as fast as they come in. So come to the store, put your name on the list. As fast as they come in, they're gone.
We are here with Elliot, who is the tourism director of the county. Elliot, can you tell us about the regatta and how you got started with it?
Well, we have a nice little team here, Emily and Elliot.
Yes, we do.
Another special day, going back about 8 years ago when Pittsburgh and Bradenton became sister cities. This event was on our radar. Me growing up a Pittsburgher all my life, always went to the Pittsburgh Regatta. So to be able to meet Mike Fetchko with the help of the Pittsburgh Pirates, to get them down here to see this beautiful river. The river walk was just built, and to be able to close this bridge for people to look down on the race, it's actually more intimate here than up in Pittsburgh.
I completely agree with you. And what does it mean to the Bradenton area to have an event of this size?
Well, it's great to know that this is the number one signature event, not only in our county, but at least the region. But more importantly, the urban core is our future. We know the islands are flourishing, they're built out. Lakewood Ranch and Parish is growing with new development, but it's important. Our future is where we sit right now. Palmetto and Bradenton are going through a redevelopment process, and the best thing that we can do as promoters of the community is to drive people to the area. We can't assume they've been here before. We can't assume that they know much about Bradenton and Palmetto. So if we can use this iconic event to get them here, they'll say, oh my gosh, I didn't know about the Agricultural Museum in Palmetto. I didn't know about this little street called Old Main Street with the boutique shops, the pubs, the coffee shops, the Bishop Museum. So I think that's really what appeals to me. Many people haven't been to Village of the Arts right beside Lecom Park. Very unique compared to the norm. Once we get them here one time, research will tell you that 94% of the time, first timers will come back within 12 months.
Which is an incredible statistic, and I heard that statistic, and I was going to touch on that, so I'm glad you said that. And I think it's so amazing that an event like this can bring so much awareness to the community and everything that's involved in it. And something else I want to ask you, what does the regatta mean to you, Elliot?
Well, I try to keep it away from being personal, but personally, to see two cities that I love and grew up have it, one in Florida, one in Pittsburgh, and that partnership between Pittsburgh and Bradenton, and even more important, sitting here to see how Bradenton and Palmetto and Manatee County have come together to unify to make this event happen seamlessly, it makes you want to do more. It's more important that we want to do what the community wants. At the end of the day, I may be the tourism director, I'm a community servant. So we just need to present opportunities, see if they want it, and if they do, we'll work hard to make it happen, and if they don't, that's okay. So I think that's what really makes it special for me.
Awesome. That was an incredible answer, and I know the community is awesome to have you be a part of all of this. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Emily. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
We're here with Mayor Wayne Poston, who has made the regatta possible over 8 years ago. Mayor Poston, again, congratulations for kicking this off.
Well, thank you very much. But just to be clear, I have retired.
That's
But
true.
you never
Yeah.
lose the mayor title. It stays
That's
with
true.
you for the whole time.
I'm going to call you mayor as long as I live.
And most people do.
But you know, you look around today, sir, and you see the crowds are already here. And back, 7, 8 years ago, it was a fantastic kickoff to this. They had over 100,000 people.
Yeah, it was amazing. We started, but Mike Fetchko, who really does this whole thing, does a fabulous job. And he and I sat down and he said, what if we had powerboat races on the Manatee River? And so we talked about it, and about 4 to 5 minutes in, I said, City Bradenton's in. And he said, but I haven't even given you the pitch yet.
That's true.
But I said, it's a natural thing for us and for the city, and as you see, it's worked out great.
It has worked out great. And the city of Bradenton couldn't be more inclusive of making this happen. Law enforcement, your public works department, everybody's chipped in to make this such an enjoyable experience.
Well, and the great thing is, both the people who work for the city, both first responders and the regular employees, have embraced this. It's part of what they do. And the people who live in Bradenton have also embraced it. And you look at the bridge now, it's just packed with people, and people are coming in.
That's
they want
true.
to see it, and they're looking forward to it every year.
Well, one of the things that's clearly been brought out on several different occasions is the economic impact that this makes every year that they have it. And it's not necessarily what happens the day of, it's that people come back.
Yes.
They buy homes. They
Right.
start businesses, all because of the hospitality and the impact of such an event.
Yeah. Well, the second year in as mayor, we designed a new logo for the city of Bradenton.
You did.
It was called the Friendly City
That's correct.
because I got that retro from the 1930s. That's what Bradenton was called then.
Yeah,
And now it's on the logo, and it's still true.
it is.
So,
So today, they're expecting, another kind of a record crowd, 60, 70,000 people to enjoy the races, the water flyboard thing that's going on. But it says a lot about a community to have this kind of turnout. People are here with their families. There's seniors here. There's such a wide variety of activities for everyone to enjoy.
right. Yeah, and that was really what we meant to do when we started, and we've exceeded our high expectations because it is a family-friendly event. People of all ages are here. Our retirees love to come and see it.
Oh, absolutely.
Families want to bring the kids. The kids want to bring the families.
Right.
So it all works out for us.
Well, if I may, through your vision and leadership, over 7 years ago, when this idea came across to you and you saw the importance of having something like this, it's grown, it's prospered, and it's going to continue to grow and prosper because people love it.
Yeah. Well, it's just a matter of seizing an opportunity, and that's what we had. We saw the opportunity, and we've run with it. And I was successful as a mayor because I hired very good people.
You did.
And then stayed out of their way. The same thing we did here. We got good people involved, and then we get out of their way, and it's been very successful because everyone has a piece of ownership about this.
And they do, and people are very proud of it.
Yeah,
People are
they
very
are,
proud
they are.
that this event is such a big event and it's so well attended. Final question, sir. Given the opportunity to talk to the citizens of Bradenton, Palmetto, and Manatee County, what would you like them to know, not only about the importance of the regatta, but what it means to this community?
It's just another piece of what I've always loved about Bradenton and why I never moved away. People about Bradenton care about each other. They look out for each other, and everybody who lives in Bradenton, someone from Bradenton's got their back.
That's
And this is all just the culmination of that sense of living in Bradenton.
And if I may say one other comment, as during your tenure as mayor, you brought a lot of excitement, a lot of progress, a lot of emphasis on the quality of this city, and it continues. Your leadership has kind of led the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really didn't like being mayor. There was a little too much celebrity in it. But I like doing the mayor's work. I really like doing the mayor's work, and it's worked out well.
Well, you did a great job,
Thank
and you look around today, and any direction that you look, your fingerprint is on something.
All right, great. Charles, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Mr.
it.
Mayor.
Take care.
Hi, Sharon Weiner. I'm with Powerboat Super League. I'm the partner and responsible for the on-water excitement behind me. Well, let's start from the officiating end. I'm an assistant referee. I'm also the official timer. I count every boat, every lap, every time to make sure that we get results. I push the other people so that we try to stay on schedule. Make it fun and exciting. You've got to watch the weather. You've got to listen for the manatee report, whether or not we can actually run out there. You pay attention to the Coast Guard. They release the water to us. You make sure when the boats are out there, they're upright and running in the correct direction. You watch for penalties, and you take their times. These boats turn on a dime, so you are looking at your first point on the race course, and before you know it, your radio person is yelling, "Turn the boat. It's time to go to the next angle." You do that 4 times each lap, and then you do, at this point, 10 laps When we get to the big final, they will do it 30 times. The big boats are going to hit about 3 Gs in the turn, not as much, obviously, on a straightaway. 0 to 100 in under 5 seconds. The big boats, 115, 120 miles an hour. The smaller ones that we saw, 85 miles an hour. Not much between you, the water, and your destiny.
So I'm the officer in charge of Station Cortez, located just inside of the Gulf near Amory Island. We're out here today doing a safety zone for all of our spectators and as well as our boating public. Our responsibility at Station Cortez is we have responsibility for everything on the water from the St. Pete Bridge all the way down to Punta Grande. We want to be out here and making sure that we're keeping them safe, first and foremost. Second, we're in the Manatee River. There's a lot of boating traffic. So we're making sure that the boating public stays out of this zone and no harm's done to them. We have boats right now from Station Cortez, a 29-foot response boat small. We're also working with our state and local agencies. We have about 6 boats from them as well. So we're all working together just to ensure safety. So when we went to Homeland Security in 2002, our mission set changed quite a bit. We focus on a lot of marine critical infrastructure and key resources throughout the United States. Tampa is a huge port for commerce. We protect that. As far as our station goes, our main goals are search and rescue and maritime law enforcement. We also do a lot of marine mammal protection. But as you move farther north, you have more stations. Coast Guard Station St. Pete, they do a lot of missions with security for container ships, cruise ships, etc. Most of the incidents we see are boating accidents. We get a lot of tourists down here in the winter, especially this time of year. Some people don't have a familiarity with boats. They don't know how to use the ICW or just don't have the knowledge they need. So that does cause a lot of accidents on the water. But we see the random things, boats sinking, boats hitting shoal water, a lot of shoal water in this area as well. So we respond to everything, medical, you name it, we're out there.
Charter Communications, the parent company of Spectrum, formerly Bright House Networks, has been involved in the regatta since day one. We were honored at the opportunity to meet Mike Fetchko and Mike Dongili, their very first trip down from Pittsburgh, and it was a friendship right off the bat. It was important from a business standpoint to get involved in the regatta because this community involves our customers, our employees, and we want to support activities that our customers and employees enjoy. And the regatta is just that. There's also a huge economic impact. It brings folks downtown. It brings folks to the Riverwalk. It allows folks to use our Spectrum Wi-Fi. There's so many different layers on why it's important to support the regatta. And as a hometown native, on a personal note, it's just phenomenal to see this many people on the Riverwalk enjoying the Manatee River, something that I've loved and enjoyed since I was a newborn and a toddler here on the Riverwalk. The regatta continues to evolve. The first year there was great activities. The second year they added more. The third year even more than that, and so on and so forth. Every year they fine tune it. They make it even better, and they really make the attendee experience one that folks look forward to coming back year after year. Rain or shine, we've also had those very rainy years. But people come back. I wish you guys could see the bridge right now. It is just loaded with people, and we're enjoying a beautiful sunny Florida day, and there's so many reasons to come back to the regatta year after year. The ongoing economic impact is phenomenal. Not only do we have local folks from Manatee County that come, they're coming downtown, they're popping in a restaurant, they're having a drink, they're enjoying some of our small businesses downtown, but you also have folks that are coming in from out of state. They follow the race circuit, and the F2 Powerboat, this is the very first race of the year on the circuit. You've got folks coming down from states where it's snowing right now. And we, as you can see behind me, have just beautiful blue skies. So the economic impact is not only the day of, but folks enjoy the area, they come back, and they really learn what Manatee County has to offer. We've had a tough past 2 years, as everyone can appreciate. And the fact that we are back out in crowds. I've got my daughter here who's 10 years old this year, and she's been coming to the regatta since she was 2. And we look forward to it every year. Our community enjoys coming together. Our two Pearl cities, Bradenton and Palmetto, have come together. We have closed the bridge here so folks can enjoy both sides of the river. But what it says about the community is we enjoy doing things together. We are strong partners, and you can see 75,000 plus folks over the course of the day have a wonderful reason to come downtown, enjoy the Manatee River, and enjoy the Bradenton area river regatta.
Yeah, and I think when you look at that, the collaboration between all the entities, obviously the city of Bradenton through their police, fire, public works, all the staff that works on it. You've got the city of Palmetto, public works and police and fire as you go through it. Then you look at the Manatee County, you know, the EMS, all of the stuff that Steve Litchkout and his group does, the Coast Guard. You just got a litany of names that are out there that are helping, and that's what's good to see about the collaboration and what we do as a town. And you know, people say as big as Bradenton, Manatee County's getting, we're still a small town, and you see those groups work together. And I think the people that come here today, as Mayor Poston said, this natural asset that we have, and the Riverwalk that's really built into a nationally known Riverwalk, why don't we keep building on that? And what this will do for the future is show that our urban core is developable, and how we continue to grow that is important to us. And like I said, over the time and going through things, we're going to do a huge capital campaign now. And if not now, when? In the city of Bradenton, because of what Mayor Poston's 21 years and the ones that came before him have done, is right for development in the right way, but also in a growth way that we can do things to make our city better.
Yeah, and you know, we made sure this was a family-friendly event from the very, very start. I remember Mayor Brown used to bring his grandson. We could just almost had to carry him to get him here.
Yeah, I did.
So it was really fun, and so he just wanted to come back, just like all of these people. They're going to want to come back to Bradenton after seeing this, and it's just part of what Bradenton does. We come together as a community, I think, better than almost any community does.
And I think that shows with when you say about the collaboration with all the groups that have to come together, it's probably 20 different groups. And when you can get 20 different groups in a room that are getting along, especially when sometimes people have different interests, but with this group, in its 7th year. Obviously, it's been 8 years since we started it. Had to miss last year, but the 7 years, and my grandson was 4 years old when it started, and I did that. I was a young grandparent at that time, didn't realize you got to bring a stroller, and I had to carry him over the Green Bridge. There was no trolleys then, but that's grown into a great event. But Jake is here today, walking around now. Be 12 next week, and again, it's going to be fun to see how we can keep growing this into that event that just you say when you're in your 25th year, and none of us want to wish our lives away, but if those things keep going on, you look back at who built it and started it and continues to grow it, and that's the exciting part.
We just have a natural place to do powerboat races. Mile Wide Manatee River is beautiful. It's years ago, this was the biggest asset the city of Bradenton had, and it was never used. Now we've got the River Walk. Now we've got this going on. It just proves that people in Bradenton love a party.
Yeah, what I was impressed with so far this year when they had the warm-ups, because I don't know that there's a lot of boat fans out there per se that know everything about it. I was talking with one of my friends earlier, and if you love baseball, but you're watching a game, you don't know anybody on it, it's just kind of a game. If you know 2 or 3 starters, you're anxious to see what they do. And I think people are starting to grow into knowing these boats and knowing their drivers and kind of following them. And when you look at the warm-ups, there was 10 boats. I don't remember 10 boats in the past going. And it was exciting to see. And you could tell that a couple of them were getting a little serious and trying to cut those corners, and the other ones were coming in. So they're competitive, and that's growing, and that's where Bradenton being one of the first ones, they're excited for that. And that's the growth of it, the excitement of it. The trolleys obviously weren't at the beginning, are now, and that keeps Palmetto engaged. The little fishing tournament this morning for the Wranglers, and they look forward to that. And I think that's what we missed last year, and now it'll grow even more for the future.
Part of what we're successful in Bradenton, and Mayor Brown knows this, is we do things. The River Walk's an example, the Regatta is an example, the Bishop is an example.
That's what it's about.
The downtown is an example. But you know what? It's what brings people together here. We have put Bradenton on the map, and before it really wasn't.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about the economic impact, obviously that grows and it goes over time. And even though today may be the biggest part of it, but again, it's about the small businesses and how we grow them, and that brings people back. There's more businesses that are coming because of this event and events that will grow in the future, and I think that's just a great tribute to what has started 8 years ago that has grown into more events and also trying to do things. I think obviously this event will grow more events as you keep going because you see people have that want for it, and then also just the overall urban core is growing because of this event, and people realize it. We see the apartment complexes and the other complexes that have built here in the last several years. As soon as they're built, they're filled up and they're sold to bring more economic impact to our city as we grow more. And in reality, with the CIP plan that we're bringing in right now and going to be bringing up and other things that are happening, we have $1.5 billion worth of development that wants to be in Bradenton right now. Now, obviously, everything won't start tomorrow probably, but over time, you're going to have workforce housing. You're going to have market rate housing. You're going to have 2 or 3 more hotels come in. Our hotels that have been here, the Spring Hill Suites that we put in through with Mayor Poston and the council a few years ago, is one of the most successful ever in the Marriott product. And that was during a pandemic. So if we can survive during a pandemic, we can definitely grow through good times and grow our businesses.
it's a great opportunity today to showcase the greater Bradenton area and Manatee County and everything we have to offer. You've got a great turnout, people from all over the area and some from out of state. We even have people from emergency management down from Tallahassee. We've got environmental protection here. We've got aerial surveillance, looking for manatees to ensure that they're outside of the race course. And you've got really, it's year-round planning for this event. And we're so happy to have it back here and welcoming everybody to come and visit our riverfront. And what's so great about our area is it's a walkable community. Parked at the county parking garage and walked over along the riverfront. Enjoyed seeing all of the visitors and residents that are here. These type of events are both the opportunity to showcase our area and our environmental resources, and it brings people into the community. And these community not only spend money while they're here. We know from the data that 90% of them who visit our community for events like this come back within the next 12 months. And many, as you're aware, they choose to actually move here. As tens of thousands have been doing for the past few years from all over the country, from California to New York, Detroit. They all see a welcoming community, and they go home and pack up their bags and they move right here to Manatee County. And as you know, this county commission passed my recommended budget of over $1.1 billion for capital improvements over the next 5 years. A total of over $2 billion in funding for investment in infrastructure, in parks. As you mentioned, we've got the new aquatic center up in Palmetto that's going to open hopefully right around spring break, with one incredible water slide that I cannot wait to go down. But Commissioner Bellamy is going to be the first one down that slide. We've got Premier. We have the aquatic center that is about ready to start design work. As you mentioned, a 50,000 square foot library with a rooftop pavilion in Lakewood Ranch going in. We've got boat ramps. There's going to be a boat ramp, get my bearings here, right over there by the other side of the hospital. We've got $375 million in road projects over the next 5 years. The state in their 10-year Department of Transportation budget has 4 replacement bridges, an enhancement to the bridge behind us, as well as replacing the Cortez Bridge, the Manatee Avenue Bridge going to Anna Maria, and the bridge to Longboat Key, all over the next 10 years. We've got the procurement document is getting ready to go out for a water taxi service that will go from right here in downtown Bradenton to take both residents and visitors out to the islands. So we are investing in the community for everyone to come and not just work here, but to play and enjoy time with their families and friends. There is, and I wish it was my idea. I thought it was my idea, but then I found out it had been floating around there for 15 years. And as you know me from experience, I'm all about getting things done. So the procurement's going out with an intent to negotiate, and I've told my staff I want to see a water taxi running by Memorial Weekend. I think that continued support from the community and to recognize that we're investing in the community, we're investing in our environmental resources, and events like this is free to everyone. And you look, we have activities along the riverfront for little toddlers, and we have activities for big toddlers, my age. So we're out here to have a lot of fun and enjoy everything that Manatee County and the greater Bradenton area has to offer.
Isabel Maglon. I have the opportunity to interview right now Mr. Michael Dongelli. He is here because he wants to share with all of you about the importance of getting an event like this in Manatee County. We are so excited to have this event back again, and I know probably hasn't been easy. We want you to share to the community what it took for you guys to be back to normal, to Regatta 2022 here in Bradenton.
Oh, well, for the most part, I mean, we're just excited to be back, because this event in such a short period of time has become so successful. It's the largest spectator event in Manatee County, but most people don't realize this. It's also the most attended event on the Powerboat Super League racing circuit. Now, that's saying a lot because a lot of other cities have been doing powerboat races for much longer than Bradenton. So for them to be able to achieve that in just 7 short years, that's a testament to how much that people appreciate what's going on here, and the effort behind, what it takes to actually bring something like of this magnitude to an area like this.
So to give people a little bit of an idea, how many people were you expecting for this year, 2022?
Well, the event itself, when we had to suspend it after the 2020 event, was drawing upwards of 110,000 people in a single day, and that's phenomenal. I mean, you don't have many events that can achieve that kind of attendance for just one single day of activity. So we fully expect, given the fact that people have waited so long to return and come out and enjoy a day as we're able to put on here, we were anticipating that we would have at least that many, if not more.
Well, this is a breath of fresh air for the community because we've been in a couple years of a lot of things there. It hasn't been really happy for the community. For you guys to be able to put this together, it was easy, it was hard, it was normal. You've been doing it for a while, but the pandemic can create some kind of holdback. So it was easy or hard? What was it?
It wasn't so much hard as it was just getting everybody available once again and geared back up. A lot of people had to suspend operations. I mean, the event industry has really been, a lot of industries have been hurt by the pandemic, but I think people that do events have been one of the worst because it basically put a halt to just about everything in the industry. So it's just a matter of getting those people then back into the frame of mind, them getting their people back together so that they can, execute the way they did prior to everything kind of going blank there for a while. And it just really was more a matter of time and coordination. So, but not so much difficult. It just took a lot of time and a lot of patience.
So I see there's a lot of organizations involved to make this happen. So when you made the call to welcome everybody back to over here, can you highlight some of those organizations that were ready to go, that were ready to contribute to this event this year?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody was just anxious. I mean, they wanted to dive right back in. So, and it does take a lot of cooperation between agencies. Not only you're dealing with 2 different cities here, so you need the cooperation of both councils, both mayors, officials in the police, the fire, river rescue, Coast Guard, EMS, you name it. I mean, and those are just the peripheral agencies involved. And then, of course, you have, as we talked about earlier, all of the activities that go on here. So you need coordination between the performers and those agencies because they all have specific requirements. And then, of course, we're very respectful of the wildlife here and what's in the water, so fish and wildlife. And, so it's just, it takes effort and cooperation and coordination from all of those agencies to be able to pull this off without a hitch. And fortunately, we have that here.
Oh, wow. And then when you guys get in planning every year, I guess you're trying to make every year different, unique, and impactful for the community. Anything unique this year that people should be looking for?
Well, we brought a new classification of powerboat racing here called the SST Formula Lights or the SST 45s. They're a little bit smaller than the Formula 2 boats that people are used to seeing here, and they're not as fast, but they're a lot more difficult to drive on an open river like this. So we think, people will really enjoy that. People here, I mean, we've been doing powerboat racing events for almost 2 decades. So we've never had people embrace it better than anywhere else than here. So we know they're going to appreciate this new classification, as well as the excitement always drawn by the Formula 2. So they should look for that. And then, of course, our musical lineup changes all the time from year to year. Different food vendors that we have and bring back. So, even though it's 7 years here, each year we try to do something new to heighten the anticipation and elevate the excitement and enthusiasm.
Wonderful to hear that. So, with all that experience that you have, so you can say the regatta is here to stay and contribute more to the community. I mean, I think the community appreciate what you guys are doing to increase the economy, to increase something for the people to do. I know just only once a year, but having something to do as a family, not only as a special individual, I think is important.
Yeah, well, I think, Bradenton and Palmetto have basically told us by the fact that, this, as I said, this race is the most attended race on the powerboat circuit. The fact that you're getting over 100,000 people here in one day, it's now become almost a tradition in the area in just a short period of time. So people are marking their calendars a year in advance to say, I've got to be around and available for Regatta when it comes into town. So we're coming back as long as you have us back. So, we feel fortunate enough to be part of all this. And we are happy that you guys chose us to bring it to you. So, yeah, you keep having us come back. We're more than happy to be here.
We are so grateful that you guys are coming over here, use our space for expansion. And I just want you to take the last few minutes to encourage anybody that watched this video, anybody that you think that is outside of this community that might want it to be part of this. Why will they be part of the regatta, Bradenton River Regatta?
Well, I mean, you're actually part of history every time you come here because the event just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And each year we break attendance records. Each year we break Powerboat Super League records. The racers here, you're some of the best racers in the United States, if not the world. I mean, you have Terry Rinker here, senior, who has won just about every powerboat racing title that there is available to win. So you're not seeing that in every city where Super League has a race. So you're actually almost part of history every time you come out here. And we're very fortunate this year, too, is that we have the entire race here is being filmed for a show, a 30-minute highlight show that's going to be run on 11 different regional sports networks across the country. So Bradenton and Palmetto will be featured from the East Coast to the West Coast on these networks, and what we're doing here will be shown to the rest of the world as kind of a how would I put it? As a way of this is, if you're going to do an event, this is how it should be done. So just keep coming out because every year it's something new, it's something exciting, and you're part of history.
Michael, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Oh,
we
you're
are
welcome.
always grateful to have you, and thank you for all the work that you guys put along the way. This is no one-day event. I know you've been working a long time, over a year, to get this together. So thank you for your time.
Oh,
and
you're quite
appreciate
welcome. Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Well, we have come to the end. This is the end of 2022 Bradenton River Walk Regatta. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for those that came to the event and enjoyed this amazing, unique opportunity to experience the fastest boat out there and everything else that was prepared just for you. We hoping to see you next year. Don't miss out.
you.